Hi everyone, this is Kathleen from Windy Chaos, and I'm here today to share with you my newest kit on Etsy. It's called I Remember Mom, and it is a Mother's Day kit, but it's kind of I don't know, almost a remembrance thing more than a celebration thing, I guess. I think there's certain things about Mother's Day that are difficult for different folks. And I'm of an age where, gosh, even in this last year, I think about 4 or 5 of my classmates have lost their moms. I'm also the caregiver for my own mom who's aging and has failing health. And, very much in my mind is the thought that this may be her last Mother's Day with us as well. So, let me tell you a little bit about the kit itself. It's a We Whispers kit, which means it's a smaller kit at a lower price point. It has fewer of all the planner extras, but you still get loads of clip art and still some labels and shapes to work with as well. So you really still can get a very pretty spread with lots of variations to it. And you get it in 3 file formats. So you're going to get a Good Notes file, you're going to get a Zoom Notes file, and you're also going to get a Noteful file. You also get the PNG files, and they are labeled and organized. And so if you're on Android and need the files that way, they are available as well. So let's jump into this, and I'll tell you along the way some of my thoughts about how this kit came about. So on the first page here, we have a candle, and a lit candle, which often means remembering somebody. You have a Mother's Day card and a tote, a little frame. This guy, you can tuck an actual photo behind it, and you can, change the orientation of it. A journal, a pen, an embroidery hoop, a yarn basket, a quilt, and a blanket ladder. And to me, those are just some of the little crafty things that you kind of think about with moms, that, gosh, especially before we played games on our phone while watching TV. I did some of these crafty things. I crocheted, I did cross stitch, and now I just don't do that. I just always have my tablet or my phone, and so it's kind of a shame. I could see how we're going to lose some of these really great hobbies. Then we've got a wardrobe, and there's this great Mother's Day, not Mother's Day, but it's a great poem about Mother's red dress and how moms put themselves second, but ought to put themselves a little higher up sometimes. So if you're curious about that poem, look it up. There's a bunch of balloons and a family scrapbook and a beautiful wardrobe or dresser. And then this page is kind of the florals of this kit. I love daffodils when I think about Mother's Day because I think of the first thing that I probably ever gave my mom was a bouquet of dandelions. And then the making the wishes, and that it is also fleeting. We get blown to the wind very quickly as children, and our children leave us very quickly too. So I just think they're like the perfect flower for Mother's Day. And here you can see that we have 2 skin tones for this sweet little child's hand holding the bouquet of daffodils. I keep saying daffodils, I mean dandelions. And there we go. Oh, sorry. Bugs me when it's not completely lined up. Okay. And you get the little single seed too. And then we've got some little clovers. And clovers, again, those free yard flowers. I just think that they match really well with the dandelions. And then we've got a pretty front door, an umbrella, a loaf pan, and a pie, also a loaf and pie and a mug. And these just made me think about, the times you sit around the table and you tell stories and you're having, this lovely little just snack with mom. The kitchen window with the kitchen sink, because as moms, you stand there quite often doing the cleanup. And then the sweet little tree with little hearts in it and a little tea set. And then this arbor is separate than this little outdoor eating area, which I just thought was so pretty. And then this page is a little bit different. So I made some journaling cards, and these are some lines that will just fit right over it. And they're really pretty because they have like this little leaf motif to them on one of the lines. And so you get it in a long and a short, and then there's also like a dotted grid with little hearts. And so you can make these into like little recipe cards if you wanted, or journaling blocks. And then I provided some journaling prompts. And these are applicable not just to your mom, but maybe to the child that you're missing, or the children that have grown, or the child that you long to have who's not there, or the mom that you wish you had had who never showed up. So almost any kind of loss, these would work with too, some of them anyway. So in the journaling prompts, we have the funniest story mom retells often, what I miss most about having littles, I've been missing you this long, mom's best meal, my favorite memory as a mom, mom's recipe for, my favorite love name for mom, mom's favorite love name for me, this day is hard because, what I can't wait to tell you, what I will say and do when I meet you, what I will say and do when I see you again, my favorite memory of us, I miss this the most, what I wish I could do again, what I wish I could do different. And then we've got these little, just little sayings here. This first one is an Abraham Lincoln quote that's quite famous. All I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. I remember my mother's prayers, and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. Mothers are like glue. Even when you can't see them, they're still holding us together. Mother, you're the most beautiful memory I will always keep locked up in my heart forever and ever. Behind every smile, there's a mother who's cried in the silence, feeling the weight of the world on her shoulders. Mother is the person who can take the place of anyone else, but no one can take her place. And then on this next page, okay, what is going on here? Oh my gosh. Okay. Zoom Notes is taking a break for me. That's funny. Okay. I was thinking I was hitting duplicate, but it just kind of glitched for a second. Okay. And then we have this labels and some shapes page where you can just build out your whole spread using these little items with this pretty cheerful, lovely color palette. You do have some shapes here that incorporate the clip art. And then I love these little gift tags with the little ribbon toppers. I think those are really fun. And then on the last page, you just have a little intro into what is Windy Chaos. And you also get the little pinwheel. So, and I forgot to mention, but at the bottom of each page is also the color palette. So there you go. So let's look at how this came together for some mock-ups. This is in the Shelley Planner, which I think is just adorable. So I kind of put together the dresser and the quilt and the ladder there to make almost like a bedroom feeling. Wasn't just snuggling with your mom in bed on a morning just the best thing? Oh my gosh. You know, on one of those mornings where you didn't have to get up and get going too fast. And then I've got the journal and the pen, and then one of those mom sayings, and then just kind of a little collection of the smaller items that looks really cute together. And here we've got the dandelion corner, and in Zoom Notes, which is my favorite planning app, you can go here. If you needed that to be on the other corner, you can go in from select to flip horizontal, and it'll flip it for you. Just fabulous. It's got the little candle there, and then just this journal card, and then putting one of those little sayings right on top of it, I think just works really well. So there we go. And now let's look at it in the landscape. Now this is the Planning to Prosper planner, and this is the planner that I am using this year. But I made the Abraham Lincoln quote really large on this. I used a couple of the corners. This one needs to edge up just a teeny. And just layered those together, and I think that turned out really well. And then I used the little child's hand. And this is my mom here. And I just took that photo and cropped it and turned it black and white, and super easy to do. And then the little journey card. This day is hard because. And then in the portrait, made this one kind of almost like just a little recipe card where I've got the loaf and the mug and mom's recipe for. I mean, it'd be easy to swap it out. Mom's best meal, you know, if there was just a favorite meal that was always the birthday celebration or what have you, or maybe she was so good at Thanksgiving or whatever, that you could jot those things down, and I miss this the most. And then just put those long journaling cards on top of the gift tags, and that turned out really sweet. So that's it, everyone. This is the Mother's Day kit. It is a month till Mother's Day. Hard to believe, but I hope you end up having a great Mother's Day, and also, you know, embracing the hard parts too, because what's difficult makes us strong. So thank you guys for watching, and check us out on Etsy at Windy Chaos, and find lots of really sweet kits there. Take care and have a great day.